What's up, everyone? So let me ask a question here, and then we'll get into what it is we're talking about today. What does a fake owl scare?
According to Amazon.com, the owl decoy looks very realistic and will effectively scaring birds, pigeons, squirrels, snakes, sparrows, raccoons, and more without harming them.
So what am I getting into today? I know a lot of you are like, he already talks about a bunch of other things, so what's he talking about now? Well, the other day as I was riding my bike through my community with my daughter, it's a very peaceful area, I saw on one of the roofs as we were riding a fake owl. And next to it was a pigeon. And that pigeon had no fear in its heart. As a matter of fact, what that pigeon looked to be was familiar. Familiar with the facade that something was going to happen to it. Now, where am I going with this? I'm not saying you got to go shoot a bunch of pigeons or anything else like that. But sometimes we as people put out certain things, certain fronts as to what our values, ethics, morals, and things like that are. But we have to follow through with action at some point, sometime. And what I'm speaking to is not being a tough guy with, people at the supermarket or in traffic or things like that. These are the people closest to you that will test you the most because they're around you and can cut you the deepest because you, on some level, are probably emotionally invested in them. And I don't mean intimately. This can just be family. This can just be friends. This doesn't have to be lovers and spouses and things like that. But at some point, you can't just build your house and then put something as fake as a wooden owl or plastic, whatever it's made of, and expect that to scare off the pigeons. Because pigeons in our society are looked upon as scavengers and, the unsightly. We don't want them. We don't want them defecating all over. We don't like the sound. We don't want masses of them around. Those are the bad habits, and those are the people that can bring you drama and cause issues. So if they don't believe that you are about that action, then you're just putting a wooden owl on your house. That means when you say something, you have to stand on it. That means when you tell them, no, and I've gone through this. The friends when I was younger that wanted to experiment with drugs. Now, I'm not about that. I'm not going to do that. And try as some of them might. I never did. And my owl was real in that capacity. Now, have I had a fake owl on my house at times? Yeah, because we all succumb to peer pressure at certain points in time. So I'm not saying you have to walk a perfect line or kick everybody out who remotely sounds like they're trying to get you to do something that you're not even sure that you might enjoy. But we want to make sure that even as we make mistakes, we minimize the damage. So the side example to that is minimizing the damage. If you are going out and driving, do you want a fender bender or do you want to total your car? A fender bender is date gone wrong. Person wasn't who they said they were. Maybe you kissed them or, something, even if it goes to a one-night stand. But that total is something you can't cure or a child that you weren't planning for. And that's on both sides of the spectrum, male or female. So we don't want to go too far. And where we don't go too far is when the owl on our roof is real and not just fake. Because sooner or later, the pigeons, the squirrels, the snakes, whatever it is, if it doesn't see any movement out of it, at some point, nature's just going to kick in and something's going to test it, or it's just going to realize, wait a minute, this thing isn't real, because they have innate senses as well. Just like the people that are going to test you may be able to see, you might fold. I might be able to get what I want from you. I might be able to manipulate you, cajole you, threaten you, anything along those lines to get what I want from you, to extract resources, time, energy, whatever it is. So you got to make sure that the the owl on your roof is for real. Owls are highly intelligent animals, great predators of certain things, and they're protectors of their area. So make sure that what you are building, and if you start with a wooden one, that's fine. Be a shapeshifter. Be the person who takes that wooden owl. Be Geppetto, and you make your own thing from wood real, like he did with Pinocchio. Make that transition, that owl from fake to real, and sometimes it takes time, but you build up a tolerance. You build up that tolerance to what people are trying to get from you at times, and be able to tell them no. And this is not just personal relationships. This can be professional as well, because what we see is a lot of times people get worn down by their jobs, and they feel like they can't say no to a boss, to that extra shift, to their coworkers who depend on them sometimes. It's a very trying thing, and you don't want to leave regretting your day. You want to be able to go in and say, like, wow, I had a great day every day, regardless of where you're going. So you take that wooden owl, you turn it into a real one, then you carry it into the office, like this, or like a pirate or something. That way you're scaring off those pigeons and scavengers, those rats, those snakes that dwell in your office, that are trying to piggyback you to do the extra work. That are trying to piggyback you into taking extra shifts, that are going to shift blame to you. All of those things, because it happens. And it happens in all aspects of life, potentially. So make sure the owl that you have is real, or is becoming very real in that capacity. Because, again, all of those pests, rodents, threats, whatever it is, they all will venture out into your life and will be at every turn, because that's just what it is when you deal with other people who have their own ideas and their own agendas. And if they see you as somebody with a wooden or fake owl on your roof, then there's a good chance that they're going to try you. So that's my thoughts on the matter. What are your thoughts? Let me get a sip here. What are your thoughts when it comes to that? Love to hear your ace up the sleeve, advice, comment, experience. Leave it in the comments. That's how we have these conversations going. And the new one is, with the channel, do less. Listen, engage, subscribe, and share. All of those things really help the channel grow. Listening, just being able to hear it, engaging, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe notification so you can get all the videos, and then sharing it with your friends would be awesome, and it helps the channel grow, the platform, and these conversations that we're having. Aside from that, I hope this finds everybody in a fantastic place on your journey of total health, mind, body, and soul, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.